song is this song is in my mind. Hello, hello, hello. I was about to start singing that song. Y'all know that song? All my life I have been grateful. I can't sing, but that song keeps playing in my head. Just trying to make sure I cut my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hey, 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 Tisha. Y'all come on, come right on in here. Yeah, that song's been playing in my head all day. Oh my goodness. I keep wanting to sing it. But I can't really hold a tune. I guess it's in my spirit today, y'all. Hey, Mahogany. Oh my gosh, but he is. God has been so, so good. That's that song. I will think of the goodness of God. I love that song, and it's just been playing in my mind all day. And it's the truth, because all my life he has been faithful. He has. And so even when I thought I was struggling, you know, you know how they say everything works together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his that's me, y'all. That's me now. And so man, I am just I am encouraged today. I am encouraged. I had a great day. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope we're starting off on a good note this evening for this training. Mahogany showed up. She is the one that brought up this subject. I tell you guys, we have the chat. If there's any subjects that you want me to go over or you want to learn about, or maybe me bring in a guest or something like that, just let me know. Just let me know, and I will try my best to make it happen. Okay? Because I am here for you. You guys ain't here for me. I'm here for you. Okay? And so, look, I guess we got to talk about it's an elephant in the room. Now, what about that election, y'all? What about that election? I was preaching to a lot of people, my kids, the ones that are of voting age, on how important it was to vote. I am a proud mom because all my children that could vote voted. And so I'm a proud mother because I know how hard my parents fought. My dad walked with Martin Luther King. My mom could not vote. She was born, I think she said she couldn't vote till she was about 26, if I remember correctly. And then when she could, they were in Mississippi, in the heart of, Jim Crow. And so they did so many things to keep them from voting. And they used to tell me the horrifying stories of things that they had to go through living in Mississippi as a black family. And so I choose to vote in honor of my parents and because it's my civic duty. And I encourage my children to vote because it is their civic duty. Who they vote for, that's on them, you know, because I sure had somebody up in my house that did not want to vote like me, did not, and we were having nice discussions in regards to it. But regardless, I want them to vote, and I encourage people around me to vote, my employees to vote. So yeah, so it is what it is. It's a new day, and it ain't about politics. I'm just talking about. I always try to start talking about like how my week went or what's going on, and that is definitely what's going on right now. Is America chose, and America is in an uproar. And so that is what we're dealing with today. But hey, life goes on. God is still on the throne, and it's all good. And so, hey, John, how you doing? So I'm just talking to give people a little time to come in. Um, does anybody, what we're going to talk about today is a topic, like I said, that Mahogany chose, how to save money in your group home. Things to think about. And I'm not the save money wizard and things like that. I'm honestly going to talk about things that I did in the group home and things that my employees taught me to do within the group home. Just small little changes that could add up to big things. And so this training is called Stretch and Save. Stretch and save, okay? Because that's what we're trying to do. Stretch every dollar and save where we can, okay? And so that's what we're going to get into today. Stretch and save. And so it's just, I like to jot down notes just to go over things. So I kind of want to give you guys, hey Nita, explanation of what, maybe the problem is, or the item, and then kind of give you a few tips on how you can save money. So I want to ask the question, first of all, ask the question, what is something you want to know about on how to save money in a group home? So that's the question. What is something that you want to know how to save money on in a group home? Okay, that way, hey Ami, that way I can know specifically what you guys want to hear about. Okay, so answer that question. What is something you want to know how to save money on in a group home? Now, I'm not going to say, like I said, it ain't like I can wave some magic wand. All I can do is give you information based on my experience, my knowledge, things that I've done. Then too, if you don't currently have a group home, or if you don't have any idea on how to save money in your group home, ask the question, what would you want to know about as far as saving money in a group home? Like, what item would you want to know about on how to save money in a group home? And if it's not something that I cover, then I'll try to answer for it. If it's something that I cover, then obviously I'm covering it, right? All right, so are you guys sending me any comments? Anybody saying, somebody say hi so I can know that you can hear me. Thank you, Mahogany. I appreciate it. Got it. Now it's coming through. Disappointed, but unfortunately not surprised. Hey, we in America, y'all. I'm American. That's what I used to say to my kids. We in America, and I'm American. Groceries, household supplies. Okay. Hey. So, yeah. So groceries and household supplies is on my list. So I'm going to start right off with the biggest thing. The biggest. Does anybody know what the biggest expense is in a group home? What is the biggest expense in a group home? Okay, let me rephrase that. What could be the biggest expense in a group home? Exactly. Staffing models. Exactly. You hit it. You hit the nail on the head, Mahogany. You're so smart. Maybe that's why you're my favorite mentee. So smart. So, staffing costs. Okay. Staff salaries and benefits make up one of the largest expenses for your group home. That is my largest expense. At one point in time, my payroll was $65,000 every 2 weeks. Yeah, y'all, when I say that, I want to throw up. I want to throw up because that's a lot of money. And that includes, that's not just salaries. You got to think about taxes too. I think right now we're getting charged, if I'm not mistaken, at about 8.1% in taxes. So not only are you paying employees' salaries, but you're also paying your payroll tax at the same time. So if you're planning to have payroll, anticipate that. All right? Yeah, whew, that was making my heart hurt. Uh, so ways to cut costs. Ways to cut costs as far as with staffing. You want to hire on-call people. Mahogany's like, oh my God, yeah, yeah. So you want to hire on-call staff. You want to hire part-time staff. That can kind of supplement your time. I would say this: if you're just starting off with one home, I encourage you, if you don't have funding or if you don't have some type of money in reserves up front, I encourage you to work your own home. I worked my own home for a couple of years. At the beginning, it was me and one other person, and I worked 7 days a week, 12-hour days. I'm not telling you to go that far, but what I'm saying to you is it may serve you better to work in your home. One, so you can learn how your home runs before other people start running your home. Two, because it's going to help you save money in a sense until your billing starts to come in on a routine. I don't think there's a three, but I mean, just so you can know, just so you can have your hands on it, you can learn the processes, and then that way you know how your home should be run because you've already did it. So that's just my advice. People hire people right off the bat all the time. I've heard great stories. I've heard horror stories. So there's no, it's going to work or it's not. I would say I want to know what's going on in my home, especially if I only have one home. Now, if I'm turning this into a big multi-home franchise thing, then yeah, maybe you want to hire somebody. But if you're starting off with one group home, I suggest working in your home, and then that way, you can learn what actually is supposed to go on. So you want to optimize your scheduling. The way I optimize, I put a house manager over each home, and then I have that house manager work 4 days, and then they have other employees to fill in the other days. Now, my house manager does receive a salary, but if any of those employees call in, that house manager is responsible to work that shift or find somebody to work it. Either way, I'm fine with. Okay? Just don't call me. Okay? And so that's kind of how it works. And so if you're making the money, I did a call with someone. They were making 40 grand a month. Why are you not paying a house manager to manage your house? Why are you telling me you're burnt out when you're making the money? I'm just saying, if you're making that amount of money a month and you're profiting, then why not hire somebody to take the stress off of you? So that's how I came down with my game plan, because I'm like, I'm at the point where I don't want to be responsible in a sense, unless it's legal. All day to day, I don't really want to be responsible. Only call me if it's something they call me to let me know. I just had to stay in my house 2 days ago. They called me to let me know, hey, the state is here. Okay? Handle it. So you want to get to that point where you're not working in your home. You're working like on your home. Okay? And you can get to that point. You can. I mean, I'm a example of that. So find ways to optimize your scheduling. Yes, I do 12-hour shifts too, because 8 hours, that's 3 people a day that need to be in your house. That's 21 people a day. Think about that. To where now I only need 14 people a day. 14 people. So think about that. It cuts down to me on call-ins, because if you got 21 people you got to manage on one house instead of 14, that could be a break-in shift, and it's just too much. So I decided to do 12-hour shifts instead of 8, because to me that just made more sense, and it helped me to optimize my scheduling. All right, so that is a way to cut the costs. Work the home yourself, or fill in here and there. If you're a nurse, you do the assessments to start off. Then later hire somebody. If you're in a state, I believe Texas, where a RN can be a BHP, you be your BHP and you do oversight. So fill in where you can to save you money. And then once you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm cool, then you go ahead and you hire someone. Okay. Now, utility bills. That's another big bill. Y'all know I'm in Arizona, and this electricity out here, they just raised the price again at the beginning of this year. It's ridiculous. So it ain't nothing for me to get a $1,600 light bill. Okay? $1,600. I have a house that had a $1,600 light bill. I said, y'all better cut them lights off. You better cut them lights off. And I will put a sign up in a minute. I put lights should not be on between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. You know why? Because that is quiet time. You don't need no lights to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It ain't nothing to get a bill like that here in Arizona. Plus, it's hot as heck up until, it's still, it just got cool like last week. So it normally starts to cool down around October, and it lasts till about March. And then after that, it's hot. So that air conditioner be running. So the things that I did things like, I went through my properties and I installed LED lights to help cut down with the cost. And you may not think, you be like, do that really? When you got multiple homes, yes, it makes a difference. I don't care if it's $24 a month per home. It's going to make a difference, okay? And so you want to install those energy efficient lights. You want to install, when you buy appliances and things like that, make sure you're getting energy efficient items, because it really does, over the long haul, save you money. And then you want to do things like find out when the peak periods are in your area, and all you got to do is call a utility company. What's the peak period? And like here in Arizona, they tell us, because they know electricity is high. So you check to see when the peak periods are, and then you don't run extra stuff during those peak periods. It cuts down. After a long term, it's going to cut down. So you check those peak periods, and then you don't let people run the dryer, the dishwasher, none of that during those times. Okay. Also, a good thing to do, some of my homes have the programmable thermostats, and some just have lock boxes. Put those lock boxes on there. If you can't get the Nest thermostat, which is a programmable, or it's another one that we have. It's called I can't remember. But the Nest, and then it's another one that's square that we have. If you can't get those, just go get one of them cheap. I think they're like $10. They might be less than that. And lock that sucker. Put a key on it, and give that key to whoever's running the house, or keep it with yourself. That way they got to call you, hey, it's hot in here or it's cold in here. Can you come over here and change the temperature? Lock it. Do not let, because I'm telling you, if you got a house with different people, it's always going to be somebody hot. It's always going to be somebody cold. You need to take a shirt off or something, put on the t-shirt and stop walking around here in all these hot clothes, or you need to grab a blanket or put a jacket on. And that's what you need to say. And so that's basically what I did. I got to the point where nobody could control the doggone thermostat but me. So I'm over in Dubai and they like, we hot. because you get to the point where, well, now I don't do that. I'm just saying, at that point I was doing it because we didn't have a maintenance man. But no, you need to be staying on top of that, because that is an expense. So programmable thermostats are either the lock boxes that go over your thermostat, because people are going to touch it. Regardless if you say it or not, they're going to touch it. Yeah, I'm telling you, Mahogany knows. Mahogany knows. She said she installed one in her home, her group home last week, because you gonna end up doing it, because they gonna run the bill, or they gonna mess up the heater, or they gonna mess up the air conditioner.